this the DDB, and DAF meeting?
Yes, in here.
Take your seats and silence. You will now bear witness to another performance interpreted from the adventures of Farandal, the glorious tales of the true history of our blessed land, presented by our beloved friends, Dem Drunk Blokes.
Hello and welcome to another very special episode of Dem Drunk Blokes podcast featuring me, Luke. You may remember me from last week when I presented a very special episode whilst at DragonMeet, featuring some playtests of a few new board games that are up and coming that we highly recommended. And this week we've got something else coming to you from DragonMeet. This time we've got some special role-play and interview sessions that we've set up whilst they're featuring our very own DDB voice guy. He will be role-playing alongside various other members of our group with special guests from other podcasts that we met and made friends with along the way. Some of these are very, very funny, very, very rude. I hope you really, really enjoy them. We've got some brilliant things coming up. But before we get into all of that, have a listen to this.
Life getting you down? Need to unwind? Maybe listen to some waffle. Try DDB presents Ketchup for the Soul.
Now you might be asking yourself, what is Ketchup for the Soul? So Ketchup for the Soul is a new show that we've taken on, and it's going to be run underneath the Dem Drunk Blokes banner as part of our new network. It's a kind of one-man chat show, but you might get some special guests on there. We're going to be talking very philosophical, kind of spiritual, political, news subject type things. It's going to be quite thought-provoking, but probably not at the same time. We'd love you to give that a check out. So basically, as you probably heard in our last episode that Shogun Pumba put out a few days ago, which was a special What's Coming Up in 2018 show, we are expanding. We're taking on a lot of new ventures this year, myself included in part of that. Ketchup for the Soul is just one of the many shows we're going to be pushing on. We're also going to be having a movie review one that we're going to be doing. We're going to be putting out games reviews. We're going to be putting out comic book and more geeky stuff. I think the idea is to try and channel all of our different random thoughts into more productive shows instead of having one kind of like we did last year where we just have one show kind of a bit of everything. Now we're going to channel that into more specific. So if you're not interested in Dungeons and Dragons, you can ignore that and you can pick out the movie one, or if you're looking for something a bit more thought provoking, you can pick up Ketchup for the Soul. So here's another advert that we've made as well. These are going to be popping out sporadically and throughout all of our recordings from now. Check it out.
Hi, I'm DDB's Tiny Tony Danza. You like video games? Of course you do. I suggest you listen to DDB Presents Beard Pie Radio.
Okay, so we're going to get started with our first recording of the week now. Here playing alongside our very own DDB voice guy, as well as little Tony Dancing Shoes Dananza, whatever he called himself in that advert. We have two guys, or rather one guy and one lady. They are from Baylor's Blades and the Lucky Die podcast. Enjoy.
Hello, welcome to Something in Farandal, Discussions in Farandal. We are back at the Gnome Sweet Gnome Inn, where there are 4 people sitting at a table. They're about to introduce themselves to each other.
Why, hello. I'm Gromor Stoutfeet, recently attached here from Baylor's Blades. Yes.
Hi, I'm Nibbles. I'm a Snurf Beflin, and I recently came here after having escaped from the Underdark.
Hello guys, I'm Balthasar, the Mr. Dreadlord Pirate Roberts, who likes to fuck shit up.
Lovely.
And I am Blinky Blonky Bleu. I'm a gnome, and I like to do some gardening. And what exactly, sorry, I didn't quite get your name, sir. What was it again?
Gromor.
Gromor?
Yeah.
Yes, very quite a nice name.
It is. I mean, I get the feeling at times that they were just calling me short, but naturally I rise above such things, peasants that they were.
I see, it is like a pun.
If you must.
Well,
Yes.
I must, I'm afraid, sir. I must.
No.
And what is it that you did? Why did you do it? What is your plans for your life?
Well, unfortunately, I had the unfortunate experience of being press ganged into the military. So, fortunately, I'm currently attached to a sort of unit that undertakes discreet operations.
Okay, and how long have you been doing this for?
Oh, maybe a year.
So you are like some kind of assassin squad.
Oh,
Something
no,
like
no. We handle defense, and we scout locations before important people have to go there. We act against threats to the realm.
Oh, you are like a task force. A specific kind of task force. You are not giving much information away, and perhaps it is on purpose. I will let it go for now. You, madame, I forgot your name again.
My name is Nibbles.
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 What a lovely name.
I am a servant to the great Master Drowse.
And what is this Drowse fellow? Should I have heard of him?
No. The Master is a Drow.
Oh, okay. But he doesn't have a name. You just call him the Master
No,
Drow?
I just call him Master.
Oh,
I am
okay.
not quite. I am not quite esteemed enough to call him by his real name.
You are
Also,
not allowed to speak his name, for you will get beaten with the whip.
He just doesn't like me.
Oh. Well, I feel sorry for you, madame. But we will have some drinks.
Oh,
Let
yes.
us have some drinks. What would you all like?
Well, I know that I would like a rather fine wine if you have any around.
Of course. I will go get it. That's
know
immediately.
if
What's
they do the fine wines here.
Oh, then.
It's just a couple of cans of ale and maybe something a bit stronger.
Oh, what do you think you would have that's a bit stronger?
I don't know, just some fire whiskey or something, I don't know.
Oh, well, it's better than this peasant slop.
Yes, it doesn't taste so much like peace, I must say this.
Yes.
So we have fire whiskey we're going for.
And you, sir, Balazar, what would you
That's
drink?
Mr. Balazar. Yeah.
Oh, sorry, Mr. Captain Balazar. Is this,
Mr. That's Mr. Captain Balazar, the dread pirate Roberts, Captain, sir.
And you would like me to say this every time I say your name?
Every fucking time.
Can we
Right.
not just call you Master? It follows off the tongue a lot easier.
Can she call you Master?
Or a Pirate Master.
Mr. Pirate Master, Captain.
You are not making this easy for us, monsieur. Well, anyway, where are you from? What do you want to drink? What is your problem?
I mean,
I'll
that's
tell
a
you-
bit harsh.
that's
Just
my
look at
problem.
versatility of a problem.
I'll answer it in completely different order.
Alright?
Yeah? My problem is you're not calling me Mr. Captain Roberts, Master, Sir, the Dreadlord Pirate King. Roberts again.
Of the Seven Seas?
7? I rolled 3 of them.
So not them all,
ship.
then.
Fire ship will do.
Okay.
Only 3 C's? Oh.
Right, this guy's a bit of a cunt.
Yeah, I myself, I live on the mountain and I've seen 4 seas.
Well,
I've seen 4 and I live on the mountains.
Yeah, but I rolled 3 of them.
Only 3.
Oh, I see what you're saying. You are playing against the grain, as they say. You have tried to combine the 14 seas of our great world and turn them into only 3. What are you, some kind of pirate globalist?
Yes.
Okay, well, that is very good.
I was about to say, you sound like one of those people who buy properties and then combine them together and flip them for a bigger profit.
I literally don't have a clue where I am right now. I don't know how many seas I got or how many there are.
Actually, come to think of it, you are a long way from the ocean, my friend.
I'm starting to think he's a bit of a prat.
I think we already all sort this. Good assumption, my good friend. I will
Why, thank
cheers
you.
to you on that one.
I feel pretty out of my depth. Pun intended. Now, give
Very
me,
pity, sir.
As you would.
fuck you all. Give me a drink.
Our drinks, they are here. Cheers, everyone.
Cheers.
and to the future, whatever they may be.
To the free seas that are 17.
Speaking of which, what are your plans for the future?
Well, I assume Lord Baylor will have more missions for us.
You have a
master.
I forgot the name. Yes, a master.
A commander at best.
You have a master.
No,
He's a master and a commander.
No, it's not at sea.
Why are you so far away from your world? Your world, your place, your country that you live on. Why are you here in this?
Well, you see, I like to roam around trying to find particularly fine vintages. I heard that there was some here, but apparently someone beat me to it. I'm assuming it's the dread Pratt over there. He seems to have been here some time. He doesn't even remember his own name.
It's Mr. Captain Balthazar, the dread pirate Roberts! Sir Captain!
I think that's maybe the 5th or 6th version. Right, well, I will call you Geoffrey.
That's Geoffrey, the Captain Roberts, dread pirate, the 3rd Dreadlord.
Okay, Geoffrey.
I think the only thing I can really pick up from here is 3. There's a 3rd, 3 C's.
No, I'm the 1st, but it sounds
You're
better.
the 1st of 3.
Yeah.
I'm the 1st of 9 out of 3.
Oh, well, 3 to the power.
May I ask you, Miss Nibbles, if you are so keen to please your master, why is he not here? Why are you not serving him right now?
Well, you see, I say I escaped from the Underdark. That is true, but my master, he decided it'd be better if he protected the rear and stayed down in the Underdark while I went ahead and scouted, so,
To protecting the rear.
Protecting the rear, yes. So, I've decided that he perhaps, on reflection, is not necessarily the best master, so now I'm trying to find a new master to please. A new master which I can serve and finally be able to pronounce their name.
Well, what about Geoffrey Frederick, Sir, the Pirate Dread Roberts, Monsieur?
That's Master Captain the Roberts, dread pirate, Lord, Guy.
What about him? What about this twat over here?
Well, being that I think he's probably, 5 foot taller than me, probably not a good mix, so I'm going to go for someone more of my own height, because then I can have a conversation on the level with them.
But if he's your master, should you not be having to look up at him? Yes,
Adoringly.
master,
No,
master.
because, standing and looking up at someone is not as prime as dropping to one's knee.
This makes a lot of sense.
This is Felindor all over again.
Anyway, it has been a pleasure to meet you. I hope you have a wonderful time in your lives. I have some gardening to do, so I hope you don't mind. I will finish. Goodbye. A pleasure speaking to you all.
Alright, thank you very much there to Baylor's Blade and the Lucky Die podcast. They can be found individually at the B&B Tavern on Twitter, also on Twitch. It's the B&B_Tavern. The Lucky Die podcast can also be found on iTunes or on Twitter at TLD Pod. And they both also run another show that they asked me to mention too, called The Bloodthirsty Puppets, which is actually a YouTube channel or a YouTube video. They can also be found on Twitch too. That's very, very entertaining. Highly recommend you check that out. So coming up next then, we have another recording on this one. This is going to be the Penance RPG podcast. Another great set of guys that recorded with us. I hope you enjoy this one too.
Hello and welcome to another discussion in Farandal. We are entering the pub that everybody knows, the Gnome Sweet Gnome, where 4 individuals have gathered around a table. They don't know each other, but they're willing to discuss as they introduce themselves.
Actually, 2 of us do know each other, just saying.
2 of them know each other.
I'm Ravane Wintwisp, you may have heard of me. But,
Billy Peisel, First Apostle Style, Captain Lord of His, Sector Explorer, Bad Cop, Seamstress, Pope, Cripple, Father, Matador, and Laundry Officer. But you can just call me Bellery.
That's a lot of names, mate.
My God, you have more names than me.
I've had a lot of adventures.
Not as many as I've had, in my mind.
Yeah. We've all had adventures, darlings. Calm down.
Listen, everyone knows Jeremy Buckweiser, of course. Surely you 2 have heard of me?
Ah, yes, that famous pussy, isn't he?
Pussy? How dare you? And you two are from where?
We sort of round. We don't
Yeah.
want to leave a trail.
Yeah, you know, we started in the north, we travelled south, we went east a little bit, came back, continued south, ended up in the north again.
That's a bit of
And,
directional mythage there, isn't it?
Well,
How did you keep going south and end up north? Are you on some kind of globe?
We have no sense of direction.
well,
What are you, stupid? Of course, if you keep going south, you'll end up north eventually, surely.
Only if you're on a globe, mate.
What are you trying to say? We're not on a globe?
no, I think you misunderstand.
Look,
you
I'm not
see,
trying to give you guys geography lessons or anything.
I actually subscribe to the polyhedral theory of the Earth. Thank you.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's a D20, isn't it?
So what sort of misdemeanors did a pair of you get up to then?
well, this is where it'll all make sense. You see, we continued south because we were in pursuit of. Well, there's this guy we met.
It's boyfriend.
A love interest.
He's not my boyfriend. I gotta make that extremely clear. We are not dating.
But
no
you're
matter
just fucking.
if he told you that, if Alfonso told you that, I am gonna. I guess I can't kill him because.
Yeah, you know what? I'm in correspondence with Alfonso. Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
And you'll
Yeah.
say anything to get into a pair of knickers, you dirty bastard.
Glower.
Give away my tactics, mate. Give away my tactics. Jesus Christ.
So anyway, we were following him south, and we ended up in his underwater dungeon. He's such a showman, and he's procuring all these glasses of. Were they wine? Were they blood? You can never tell with this guy. Liches, am I right? Anyway.
You didn't taste it?
No, I. No
Put
matter.
a tongue in.
No matter how many times I threw those on the floor, he just procured more. Still, I loved it.
Still got
Fucking
loved it.
Stilgar. Anyway, long story short, he got his head bludgeoned in with a rock. And
Yep, that was me.
Yep, Barry would take all the credit for that. And he had this portal, and we walked through the portal, and
So
we ended
now
up in the north.
you're her new boyfriend after killing her last boyfriend?
No, I'm actually going through a divorce at the minute with Jane. She stole my son.
There, Barry. There,
Right.
it's okay.
And which of the names does she know you as?
All of them.
Oh, that close, eh?
Well, this took a very serious turn all of a sudden. What's with all the names anyway?
It's a chronicle of my deeds and how fantastic I am.
Ah, right. So it's sort of like they're almost like titles. So if we go through
That
them
is-
individually, we'd actually be able to tell what adventures you've been on and what you've done.
That is exactly what they are. Yes, they are titles.
Very interesting. Very interesting. I usually have to change my name for negative reasons, and then I don't use the name anymore, apart from this one.
You know, you do look like someone who's had many names.
Oh, well, thank you very much. I'll take that as a compliment.
And all for the wrong reasons, might I add.
That's perspective. That's a matter of perspective.
You're a bloody pirate.
Yes, thank you very much.
You know, I hear pirates are all the rage these days.
Do,
Just putting it out there.
do we count as
There's
pirates?
another one chasing along after the pirates. Typical woman.
Well, you know, these days we dabble piratically.
We have boats.
Yeah, we at one point we had a flotilla recently.
So you like to push the boat out.
Exactly.
We,
Madman.
we have the galleon, the sea bellary, a most majestic ship indeed.
The tiny tiefling,
I
the
reckon
sea
Galliano
pony.
would have something to say about your
The
ship
sea
being the most
pony.
majestic.
Yeah.
I've got the white sphincter, the silver crystal. I've got the ball and chain. I've got Sheila's old whip.
It's not even his wife.
Yeah, are you still talking about boats?
Well, I'll leave that up to your imagination, darling.
Yeah. No, Barry, I'm regretting sitting at this table.
And so, what are your plans for the future, anyway?
Well,
Not get caught.
keep on floating.
Not get caught where?
Just generally.
Ever.
Yeah.
You like to play a little bit of mischief with the authorities.
Well, Bad Cop Bellary is the authority.
He is the law.
So, who are you planning to not get caught by yourself? Are you a schizophrenic as well? Is that what it is? Is that one of the reasons why you got so many names?
Christ,
okay.
these people have issues.
It's okay, Bowery.
Multiple names, multiple personalities.
While Bowery is the law, there is one who stands above him, upon him. That would be Chief Inspector Hippo of the Yard.
And you're playing a bit of kiss chase with this Chief Inspector Hippo.
No, he's you could say he's a bit rotten. Because he's undead.
Ah, right.
Yeah, Bowery, it doesn't work if you don't know him.
Yeah, the joke only works if you've met him.
Yeah.
So basically you're just trying to escape this undead crazy guy who's the only guy that's harder than you are.
Well, I suppose he's technically a member of the party.
Technically.
Right.
As in not here right now, though.
It's a complex situation.
I tend to stick to the sea Bowery, whereas
it sounds like
he sticks to the other
adventures
boats.
like to be complex.
And where is it we can read of your tales?
Well, speaking of reading of tales,
Speaking of reading of tales,
we have an
I'm
accomplished
just gonna
author
leave
in our midst.
Ah.
a selection of my well-received authored novels. I've got The Raptor That Came to Tea, the first bestseller, you may have heard of it, followed by The Grotesque That Went to the Moon, followed by Ghost Bumps, which is part of my adult teen fiction series. You know,
Adult teen fiction.
exactly.
And who is it? And who is this author that has wrote all about your misdemeanors?
Well, that is I, Ravane Winterwisp.
Nice.
And just fan favorite, Giant Demon versus Mega Pony. It's based on true events.
Giant Demon versus Mega Pony. Interesting. I think I might have seen a Mega Pony once. From a distance. It looked like a normal sized pony.
You fucking love a pony.
They need to be in
Oh,
the
an Australian.
foreground to be truly
Or
mega.
it might have been a very small pony close up. I can't remember. I was quite drunk.
Yeah, it's always true. Was it on its side?
I think it's
It
best
was
we
on the
don't go
side.
into
I
his
think you
adventures
might
with
have
random
been on
animals.
the side.
Right.
Less bad cop Bowery have a say in it.
You like playing with random animals?
No, but justice must be delivered.
Justice must be delivered.
Swiftly and righteously.
Swiftly, yes.
And where do we hear? And we hear of your adventures in the same place as the previous adventures.
No, actually, I tend to not feature in the books for some reason. I'm not entirely sure why.
Is there anywhere else we can hear of your adventures?
Yes, I'm sure you could hear them upon your magic stone.
Oh,
if
yes.
you were to look up the Penance RPG podcast, new episodes every Sunday.
Penance RPG podcast.
I don't do bloody cults.
It is a bit of a
Right. There's nothing wrong with a good cult.
Well, listen. If there's alcohol, I'm in.
What about trifles and smoothies?
Fermented berry drink.
Yep, that sounds great
As
to
long
me.
as, as, long as it's not that weird cult mythology.
Yeah, none of that mythology. We don't want none of that.
Mythologies.
None of that L. Ron Hubba bubble.
God.
Bubble.
No,
Bloody weirdo.
No, thank you very much.
we Burians do not ascribe to such nonsense.
No, good. Well, it's been nice to meet you guys, and I hope you don't get involved with this undead fellow. He sounds a little bit scary, but it also sounds like you already are involved with him. So, good luck with that one.
And I hope you re-find your boyfriend, not boyfriend, partner, not partner.
He should be reanimating in a few months' time anyway.
Right.
Liches, am I right?
So that there was, as I said previously, the Penance RPG podcast. If you're interested in what they were kind of talking about and kind of their kind of level of play and humour, then please do check them out. They can also be found on Twitter at Penance RPG. Their show can be found on a variety of different sources across the web. They're on something called Libsyn. Not heard of that one, but you can also find them on iTunes, Mixcloud. They've also got their own website, How Professional, PenanceRPG.com. So we've got another one coming up for you now. This one here is my personal favourite. I think maybe because I am actually on this one myself. Here we are playing with two ladies from the Pocket Mimic 5e cast. Please do check them out as well. This one's absolutely brilliant. I do apologise in advance about my accent. It was just going all over the place throughout this one. There we are.
welcome to another thing that humans do in Farandal. There are several people in the bar enjoying themselves. There is a band playing terrible music, but very quietly, so, doesn't matter so much. There are 4 people at a table. They will now introduce themselves.
Oh, hi, I'm Charachters, Nixie Rowan Stumbleduck of the Rowan Tree tribe. I'm a gnome druid, and I'm really excited to be here. I'm so excited. I love meeting people. Hi. This is my friend. This is my very good friend. We are very good friends.
My name is Helm. I am possibly one of the best paladins of this era, I would have to say. I am a man who has lived for thousands and thousands of years, thanks to some deal with the gods, which we won't go into right now, but I have adventured. I am here to guide this one and the rest of hers to some destiny.
And I am Asmodeus the Devourer, the great champion of the Prisden Gauntlet. I am tall and mighty, and that is about it, really. I don't do much else. I hit things, they fall over. There you go.
Hitting things and being tall and mighty are grand things to be.
Yes.
My friend Squishy, he hits things, and he is not very tall, but mighty. He is very mighty.
I would love to meet him in the gauntlet for combat to the death.
Oh well, he'd probably win because he is amazing.
And I'm Captain Galliano Swift, as you all obviously already know.
Of course.
Don't you?
Well, I've not heard of this Captain Galliano. You are a great adventurer.
Otherwise known as Roscoe Toscobble, or Fredericks, the Great Death Pirate.
Are you in a book? I've read many books. I know
She's
you've
read
read a book
all
about
the
you.
books.
I'm
Probably.
sure many tales have been
I have
told
read
of me.
so many books.
I mean, I've largely lived in a temple in the far mountains. I've lived for thousands of years, but I have one mission in life, and it's the chosen ones. So I don't really get out and haven't really spoken to other people.
Interesting. What exactly are these chosen ones?
Well, the deities, there was a battle between good and evil, and then the deities left the world, and there was demons.
Glorious.
It was glorious, but I was there in the final fight with the deities. I stood by their sides, and now I have been tasked with the job of finding the chosen ones, she's one of them, and guiding them to destroy the true evil.
I'm going to get a puppy. Right. That's what the gods gave me a birthday cake for, just because I was quite cross about being. I didn't want to be in a chosen one. I just wanted to have an adventure, just a nice friendly adventure like I'd read about in books. But I'm going to get a puppy, and we're all going to buy a house and live in a house together at the end of it.
Puppies are my third favourite thing, definitely. They are very tasty. Bit of barbecue sauce.
Oh, I don't eat.
I should probably say she's a vegetarian. No,
I
don't.
find dog meat rather tough. But it's nice.
It's like that time that Kruk and Spiritus had the whole goat thing.
But then Spiritus was very sick, which is, I think, a lesson to be learned about eating meat, which is why I only eat nuts and berries.
Oh yeah, in one of my I was a lot younger, before I became an amazing, beautiful pirate that you see before you. I had a little adventure with my friends, and I had a pet goat for a while, and we had to eat him.
Oh, that's so sad.
Yeah, so maybe.
What seasoning did you use?
We didn't actually use any seasoning. We didn't have any available.
Just because seasoning quite often makes it taste better. Sorry, Caradant.
Oh, that's okay. I guess everyone's, fair to make their own free choices. I'd just rather that people made choices not to eat meat, because, animals are friends too.
Yeah.
There was that time they ate the rabbits, and then you had to go and tell the mummy rabbit where her baby rabbits went. I've heard that story. That was quite a funny story.
I just didn't think that Mummy Rabbit should be looking for her babies when I knew that my friends had eaten the baby rabbit. So I just, thought that I should just give her some closure to the situation.
Did you eat her too?
I did not eat anything. I do not eat meat.
But then you'll be reconnecting her with her baby rabbits.
There was that one time that I was in beast shape, and I did eat a bit of a leg of, I believe it was a...
You ate the balls or something?
Oh, I did eat the balls of something, but I was an animal at the time.
Many people don't realise this, but sometimes the testes, they can be the most succulent part, a delicacy in some areas.
I was very sick afterwards.
It was some kind of horrible beast's balls, but she was a bit sick, but I think it would probably be a nice delicacy, personally.
Yeah, grilled half-orc testicles, they're not too
I mean,
bad.
the trick with the balls is to sometimes you just need a little bit. You mentioned seasoning, salt. Nothing like some salty balls.
Salty balls. We shall remember that, but not half-orc, because I don't think Squishy would like his balls being eaten.
No, I'm not eating Squishy's
Also,
balls ever.
a little bit of chocolate in there.
Chocolate salty balls.
Doesn't go too badly.
I'm just going to go on record here saying I am never going to eat Squishy's balls.
And I'm going to go on record saying, I love to suck chocolate salty balls.
Wow, this is the first conversation I've had about salty balls and chocolate salty balls in thousands of years. It's fascinating what gets up within
It is
these
definitely
taverns.
being about 15 years, I think.
Well, I think we've established that we've all had our own little adventures. What are we planning for the future, ladies and gentlemen?
Well, I'm going to save the world.
All right.
Not just me and my friends, we're all going to save the world because this really horrible demon is going to come back. And at the moment, we're trying to stop all the rituals and the priests to prevent him coming back because apparently that's going to be really, really bad. And we're the only people that can do it because we're amazing adventurers. And so that's what we're doing.
They've been chosen by a god. A deity has chosen each one specific as their champion in this war, and it's my job to guide them and to, with my brother Morn, who is luckily not here today because he's a terrible person, he's horribly moody, and I mean I am much better of the two of us, and our friend Bringle, who is some ridiculously powerful cleric. We're here to guide them. So tell us about your adventures. What do you get up to?
So, maybe I should let my friend here, Bernie, maybe he should tell the tale. So sat next to Asmodeus is his friend Bernie, a small human, average size I suppose, 5'5". He's very green. He's also very, very dead.
See, not very talkative, little Bernie over there.
He's just feeling a little bit shy today. Bernie here, we rescued him on the path. He was unconscious. He may be dead, I don't know. But for him, I thought it was my holy quest, my first quest. I leave, I finally win my freedom from the gauntlet. Accents changed already. And you will see, we decided to find his home, put him to peace. But there we found the entire town. It was overridden by the mind-flaying demons, and actually he was filled with venom. After slaying the beast that lived underneath as a great powerful demon that was trying to come back, we thought that this would release the town from its curse. Unfortunately, the whole town died. You win some, you lose some, I suppose. And so, and now
talking about a giant demon that was destroying a city, and then a beam of light split it into two, and it spread across the sky.
Maybe, I don't know.
I think I might have seen that.
Yeah, and where were you at the time? What adventure were you on, my friend?
Oh, I just started, mate. That was the beginning of one of my adventures. But let's not worry about that. Let's get another round.
While this is going on, Helm's going to lean forwards and just touch your friend. Mm-hmm. And put his healing into it and be like...
Oh, he's like well and truly dead.
I think your friend really, really is dead there. I've tried to do some stuff, but other than a cleric, I'm out here right now.
He's basically embalmed, so he's preserved.
It's just in my nature to try and for me, looking after people and healing, like my brother, he'll go into a battle and he'll be like, sod the unconscious person, kill the enemy. And I'm like, no, take the time. The champions must be saved.
Well, you're saying this, I've druid
And the
crafted
booty must be collected.
some flowers, and I've just placed a wreath of flowers on your friend's head, and then just minor allusion to a puppy playing on his lap, because everyone loves puppies.
Oh, puppy! I was thinking I was quite hungry. Did you order some food?
No, mate.
Oh,
I've heard that the goat here is fabulous, and they do quite good lamb as well.
maybe we should try the vegetarian option, like a nice moussaka or something with some aubergines. And
This is the gnome suite, gnome darling. There's no moussaka here.
but well, I'm a gnome and I eat moussaka. I don't know what you're saying
All right.
about gnomes.
All right then.
Yeah, but you're one of those druid ones.
What are you saying about druid gnomes? Druid gnomes are valid.
You
gnomes.
went through this vegetarian stage.
It's not a stage. It is a life choice. It is a choice I have made for life.
It's a phase she's going through. She's quite young, actually. I mean, I'm thousands and thousands of years old and she's 30, so everybody's quite young to me.
Look, don't get me wrong, I like my vegetables. I chew a bit of miss moss and stick it in my ear every now and then. But, carrots and beans? No, thanks, darling. I'll stick with baby dogs and goats, thanks.
We have another round of beers here and some baby dogs and goats and some beans for this one. Thank you.
I'd like a large ale and some firewater, please. I think I'm going to need it.
I think she's going to get drunk. It's what she does best. It's her speciality.
All right, well,
And I'll raise a glass to that.
Cheers!
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 So thank you very much to the Pocket Mimic 5e cast for that wonderful piece of role-playing there. They've asked me to do a few shout-outs. If you did like them, then please do check them out. They can be found on Twitter at Pocket Mimic. Their show can be downloaded on iTunes, and also the character, or the lady who played Helm, also co-hosts another show as well called The Encounter RP. So please do search them and check them out. Now, at this point, you might be thinking to yourself, hang on, we're hearing all these other characters and these other shows, and we could go check them out. But how comes we haven't heard any of these Dem Drunk Blokes characters on any podcast before? What's going on with that? So the reason for that is, so far all the shows that we've put out have been kind of specials, like the Christmas one, which was brilliant, if not very, very drunken. And there's been no real... those characters have just not been introduced yet. But we play a lot when we're not recording, and we also play and have recorded a lot of stuff that hasn't been put out yet. The plan is to get that out to you over the next coming months. I've taken on the role of editing all of this for Shogun Puma because he works like 1 million hours a week. So hopefully you're going to hear from some of these characters soon. My character that you just heard there, as Modius the Devourer, he, unfortunately, the adventure that we played there with him originally wasn't one that was recorded. Now, we are doing a follow-up adventure coming soon, which Shogun wants to record, and we're also going to do like an episode 0 where we're going to kind of get together and talk about and explain everything that was missed in the first season, and that will be coming out soon. So please do watch this space, because we've got some great characters coming up for you, and you're really, really going to enjoy what we've got going on coming up over the next year. It's not all serious review type podcasts like this wonderful piece of journalism. We are going to get some proper D&D real play out to you soon. So here we are, finally, the finale of the week. And you know what they say, you save the best for last. Coming up are some real professionals now that put us to shame, to be honest with you. It was an absolute pleasure to meet these guys at DragonMeet, to play with these guys. Myself, I recorded a session with them, as did the DTB voice guy, and Renegade Logan X also played with them, and they've released it on their pod show. So they're brilliant guys, really, really friendly, really welcoming. Their show is absolutely hilarious. I really hope you'll check it out if you've not done so already. So without further ado, I would like to introduce you to the Formal Gamer Podcast.
Hello and welcome to another discussion in Farandal. Here we are at the Gnome Sweet Gnome Inn, where several humans / other humanoid creatures have formed a union of communication. And they introduce themselves.
I am Dante of Torhe, of Southern Helen, Southwest.
Well, I'm Yavor, and I think the rest of you are probably here to some sort of serve me some sort of drink, so I expect you to bring me some food and drinks about now. I don't know why I'm here. I have gold if anyone needs gold, so ping ping, anyone want to sort me out? Come on, guys.
What on earth have I got myself into?
Well, that was quite an introduction. Hey everybody, I'm Roscoe Rustin Reed. I play music to get through life. That's all I got.
Galeano Swift, ladies and gentlemen, I'm sure you know me, no further introduction is required. May I start off with inquiring who the fuck you are again, and what the fuck, what do you want? What's going on?
Well, I heard one of you played music. I'm a musician too. What sort of music do you play?
Oh, we like to play the blues and a little rock and roll and, you know, a little rustling action in there, you know?
Are you physically okay, sir?
Oh yes, I've never been better, sir. I've never been better.
I play the flute and I read poetry, and I read it beautifully, and I'm worried that you aren't taking it seriously.
No, mate, seriously, mate, just give it a go, see what you got.
Well, okay. I am the knight, glorious and imperious. My feet, they flight, lovely and serious. Dance with me, my love, touch me, my darling. We'll all dance in the moonlight and lick ourselves clean.
What do you know of the knight?
That's quite poetic, boy. I think more about conquering things and being a blues man and, playing the guitar.
I literally have no idea what you just said.
I spend most of my days with the bottle.
Well, I do enjoy bottles. Is there a barkeep? Where's the barkeep?
I've already got a drink, mate.
Right, fuck this shit, mate. Right, okay, I might lie a bit about it. Yeah, I'm fucking Dorrilabing the Maflingin of the Sir Captain fucking Charge.
Do you mean Captain Fredericks?
No, I mean Dorrilabling the Majungling of the Captain fucking Charge.
Are you going to do one of these change your name every few seconds things again?
I won't do it as long as you don't think my name ain't Mr. Captain Jack Sparrow.
Well, I like this gentleman. He seems lovely, and he's got a lovely name, and I'm impressed by this. But I still need to flick coins at people so I can have some drinks. So I've got my coins loaded, and I'm ready for drinks.
Barkeep, could you help these guys out?
Drinks on me!
A large gentleman enters the area. He's standing in a cloak, and he's holding a hand out. His hand is the size of several humans' heads.
God, he's got a big dick, hasn't he?
Or he could just have very large hands.
I like the way you think.
He merely says, "Orders."
Settle down there, gentlemen. We got things to do.
I think we're forming some sort of band. This young man seems to want to sing, and I'll play my flute while he sings. This seems wonderful.
I agree.
I'm merely interested in what you want to drink.
Well,
we'll play you a song first.
I flick 2 coins at this large gentleman, and I go, "A round of drinks for the table, please."
And he holds his hand up, and they just slap onto his hand and stick onto it.
Oh, that's remarkable. Well done,
Your
sir.
personal hygiene must be absolutely terrible.
He must be Spider-Man.
Never mind that. Anyone else?
No, just the drinks for the table, please.
Blood red wine, please.
I'll take a bottle of red whiskey.
As it
I'll
will
have
be.
some devil's fucking cunt.
Well, I'll have a pint of that. That sounds lovely.
As it will be.
Oh, wonderful.
And the rest of the coins fly out from your pockets onto his palm of his hand.
Oh, I want to do that. Teach me how to do that.
And he walks away. He walks away, and as he walks away, all the drinks that you've requested fly from behind the bar and just land beautifully on your table. A load of glasses land around, and the drinks pour themselves all into their glasses.
Don't like it when the plan comes together.
This is remarkable. I love this place.
Oh, don't you just love Gnome Sweet No?
Feels like home to me.
Absolutely fucking beautiful, guys. So you guys, obviously, you like to be served?
Well, I just think everyone should be serving me all the time. I see no reason why I'm not in charge of this whole situation. But yes, I'm the most magnificent musician the world has ever seen. I should have some sort of retinue.
I think Roscoe will have a little fucking debate about that.
Well, I love his singing voice. I think together we can make wonderful things happen.
Yes, I don't like to judge other musicians. I think we're all doing the same thing, getting out there with the same vibe, all our own spark.
Well, I couldn't agree more. I think that's wonderful.
I think I've known you for about a minute now, and you're 2 of the most odious people I've ever met in my life.
Well, you're no fun at all.
Well, you haven't had a very fun life, then, have you, mate?
No, clearly.
I've met far fewer crazier bastards than these two.
I don't know what the word odious means, if I'm being completely honest.
He's basically...
For a second there, you broke out of it. I think you need to drink more, my friend. have another drink, please.
I don't know how I sound anymore.
He's basically saying that you're a total prick. Anyway...
Fucking is, that fucking cunting something that's... a lot
Anyway,
worse
so
than
gentlemen,
saying,
your history.
Listen to me.
I'm interested in hearing about your previous adventures and what you're planning into doing in the future.
Well, I stopped a magnificent hijinks happening, and I took over a theatre, and I was wonderful, and the whole town
You
applauded.
took over a theatre.
Oh, I played Romeo in
yes.
Romeo and Juliet. I was the best. I played the flute, and I wore a dress. No one was better than me. I wouldn't even shave my beard off.
I'm very razzed.
Well, I'm not surprised. I am quite magnificent.
I must say I am slightly aroused myself, and that's no mean feat for another male to do that.
Well, I'm slender, I'm slim-hipped, and I'm quite wonderful. My father was a dwarf, my mother is a human, and, you know, it's a rare mix. I think that makes me a mule, technically.
That reveals your cute nose.
This has gone somewhere I wasn't quite expecting.
Well,
I mean, as an audio performance, it's very rare that you get such physical comedy, but it's...
To confuse the situation, one of the guests, we're not going to specify which one, has removed their trousers.
I didn't even guess that.
That's the main love.
Thank you. Well, I mean, sometimes women have thrown their brassieres at me, but very rare does a gentleman throw his whole pantaloons for me. I will fold them up and keep them as a memento of such a wonderful occasion.
Oh, that's fucking glorious of you, darling.
I'm very aroused right now.
Well, I mean, without your pantaloons on, it's quite obvious, sir.
What about you, Mr. Reed? Have you had any adventures that have been so far as to make his seem a little bit less significant?
Yeah, I wasn't playing no damn play. I tell you that much. I was fine.
Yeah, you were going to a fucking theatre. Yeah.
Saved a princess from a castle or two, sang her a song. You know, that's what I do.
Yeah. Was that the one with the fucking turtles and the pipes?
Yes, it was. Yes, it was. It was a crazy adventure, and I trick you with my wonderful guitar melodies. And then I drink my face off, and we solve, and I roll 20s.
Yeah, and
yes, but have you ever smoked a cigarette made from the skin of an elf?
I've smoked every cigarette known to man, known to gnome, known to...
Oh, well then perhaps we have more in common.
I believe that's referred to as anthropodermic spliffiopegy.
Is it? I didn't realise it had a name.
I've had mushrooms from the forests of Babylon.
And have you eaten the liver of a halfling?
I've seen many livers and many things.
Hang on a second.
Where's my pants?
Well, no, I believe you gave them to me as a gift. I don't know quite if you need them back to wear. I will return them, but I was rather pleased with them.
They don't look particularly...
Fuck my pants!
Well, not here, but...
I think that you should, whatever your name is, I mean...
My name is Javor the Bard.
No, not you, not
you.
you.
Not me.
I've got you, Javor.
I'm Dante of Torhay.
Oh, thank you.
This man...
The pantless fellow.
Yes. I'm this bird. Who the fuck are you, man?
So it's a good question.
This is an interrogation now.
Yeah, right, mate. Answer the fucking questions.
Who are you, really?
I'm Captain Jack fucking Mahoney that has Mr. in his name, something, and words. Don't talk to me.
Barkeep, I feel that this man has drunk his fill.
You know what? Fuck you guys.
Screw you. I'm going home.
That's one out. That's one out. Unfortunately,
Give the man his pants. You took
I seem to be in a group of accompaniment that is also slightly more intoxicated than I am. And right at this moment, I've got a pair of small shorts with a little package directed directly towards my face. So it's a little difficult to communicate properly.
Well, I'll break the tension in here with a little song. We like to play on the podcast. We play D&D. We say the princess.
Oh, that was fucking beautiful, man.
I've never enjoyed a jam anymore. Not a marmalade nor a pickle. It's wonderful.
Oh, the gnome, sweet gnome brings me back.
How did you guys manage to play such beautiful music with such pathetic instruments?
I mean, we just feel the music in the air.
Yes.
We may not have much in common, but when the music affects you, it affects all one and the same.
That's so weird, because what it looked like you were playing was like a floppy condom with a piece of grass attached to it, and you looked like you were playing some kind of stale piece of cheese with a little bit of goat's hair.
It's amazing what I can do with cheese.
Beautiful, beautiful, guys.
I've never been known as a musical kind of guy, but I feel that I may not make it out of here alive if I don't partake. So I'm happy to continue singing if that will.
All right, let's go again, then, ladies.
Because it wasn't weird the first time, let's go again. I mean, I'm wearing another man's trousers and some sort of scarf now. This is all happening.
More drinks.
This has gone downhill rather quickly. I mean, I thought that it went bad when I turned from a good person into eating human and halfling flesh, and I thought that was the low point in my life, but apparently not.
And throwing you out of this room.
All I want to know is what the man is doing in his bloody underwear.
Why isn't he?
It's a question. He enjoyed himself far too much in this situation.
Who are you?
Jeremy Buckweiser.
Can't you tell we're having a nice little intimate conversation?
Finally, someone that seems to be on my level of soberness.
This is a lovely, intimate conversation. Thank you.
I did notice that, and I also noticed the uncomfortable people around the half-naked young chap.
I don't want to get too much closer.
Yeah, get much closer. He'll be fully naked. Yeah.
I can't take my eyes.
Oh, thank you.
I'm always ready.
All I wanted to do was to sit around a table with some like-minded alcoholics. All I wanted to do was hear about your adventures. Sit around a table with some like-minded individuals, get completely alcoholized, and just hear about your adventures. And this is what I get. You know what? You, uninterrupted guest, Buckweiser, but drink for Buckweiser over here, please. And you, you putting your clothes back on now, are you, darling? Oh no. Now he mentions it. He's decided,
I've only turned up.
He's trying to defy all predictions, so let's not try and predict what he's going to do with his clothes.
I've only turned up because I wanted to meet the famous Yavor.
The most famous bard in all of Helenscar, the greatest of all bards, yes! A fan! I love my fans. What will you do for me, son?
I'll get naked in front of a celebrity.
All I can say is we're no longer where you believe we are, but surely you could make yourself just as famous in Farandale.
Well, if we're somewhere new, a new audience, a new crowd, of course, I will make myself the lord of this place. I will be the most famous bard in... Farandale, is it?
Farandale.
Oh, yes. Welcome, Farandale. It's me, Yavor.
Well, I am a heroic adventurer. From all the novels I've read, I know exactly how to behave like a hero. So.
Nobody cares.
I'm all about... I'll be honest, this rustling reed, me and him could form some sort of band and take over the world, I suspect.
Yes, make stories, songs, and poems about my travels.
I'm sorry, I'm a solo act, always have been, always will be.
I'm sure one of them was playing a guitar, one of them was playing some kind of other instrument.
We don't have to take our clothes off to have a good time. Oh no.
But it helps.
I got a song.
We don't have to party all night.
That reminds me of a song.
That song did remind me of a song as well.
Oh, well, this is my version of that song that reminded you of you that one time.
I've seen some weird stuff lately.
I think are we getting another song?
But this is beyond anything I have encapsulated
Sometimes you have to take your time and take your clothes off to not have a good time.
So everybody gonna see my balls and fingers on the ground. The only thing pick me up is to put my balls in your mouth.
Alright. Wow. Alright, gents, I think I'm going to top this night off with a little bit of mess moss. So if you've never done any mess moss, what you got to do, I'm going to put this little tray here in front of you. It looks like normal moss, except what you got to do is take a little handful of it, stick it in your mouth, chew it up a little bit.
And suck 'em.
Once it's nicely chewed, stick it in your ear, leave it there for about 3 to 5 minutes, and you'll start tripping the fuck out.
Oh, well, wonderful.
Good old bit of mess moss.
It sounds a rather good time.
Good time. Give it a go, gents. That's how we're going to end the evening. So, Thank you very much for telling me all about your lives.
Yes, we got to tell you so many in our songs that we sang, and I saw a man in his pants. It was wonderful.
It was an absolutely beautiful
Yeah,
evening.
one to remember.
But unfortunately, after I've chewed this and put it in my ear, I'm going to be completely incoherent to everyone, and I suggest you do the same. So, good night. Toast like shit, but you just stick it in your fucking.
Them drunk blokes.
That's fucking.
Alright, man.
That's it, mate.
Let's do like a rap or something.
And there we have it. There we are. That is our special DragonMeet episode finished and almost over for you. I hope you really enjoyed it. Now, I will just point you in the direction of the Formal Gamer podcast. I'm sure I don't need to, but they can be found on Twitter at Formal Gamer Pod. They've also got a website, formalgamer.com, and they can be found also on Podbeans. They're an absolutely brilliant show. Please do check it out. Javor is only in one series, which is their series 3. Whereas the other gentleman who didn't unfortunately really get much opportunity to really put in, he was unfortunately overshadowed, Dante. He's a returning character throughout their series. It's in like 2 or 3 different series so far, and I'm sure he's going to be coming back soon as well. So back to us, here we are. Okay, so before we go any further, you may have noticed during that last recording with the Formal Gamer that one of our members did in fact actually get naked. Now you might remember some stuff mentioned to you previously. We did when Pumba released his post DragonMeet show back in December, just before the Yuletime special. He talked a little bit about that, and if you follow us on social media, you would have seen a lot of stuff in December after DragonMeet as well, about some issues that we had, you could say. Now, since then, everything has all been smoothed over with DragonMeet. We've explained the situation. We've also dealt with our friend who was kind of responsible for all of that as well. To the point of where, if you hadn't noticed it, that was Tony. In that recording there, he was the one that caused issue. He had a little bit too much to drink and had a little bit too much fun, and I think for a family event, it was slightly frowned upon. So because of that, we did get together with him, or rather Pumba did get together with him, and do like a special interview, just one-on-one, just to get his views on it and to get a public apology from him as well. So we are now going to have a little listen to that before we do our outro. So I hope you enjoy, and I do apologise to anyone again that he may have offended during the day back at DragonMeet.
So, we're in the studio with Tony Tiny Dancer.
We're not.
We are.
We ain't.
We are. You're here. It's a studio.
Okay. Yeah, shit.
What have we been up to then?
What have we been up to, or what have you been up to? Ask me some questions.
So,
why did you fuck it all up for us? Because I like it. Yes, it was nice, and I'm sorry.
Yes. The arsehole that caused the problems at DragonMeet is here in the studio for a one-on-one with the owner of Dem Drunk Blokes.
Oh, is this the interview? Okay, alright. Let's get this on board.
So,
right.
From your recollection, what happened?
I'm really sorry. I'm not that sorry, because you got some tiny dancer.
But what happened?
Well, I fucked shit up.
How did you do that?
Well, I got drunk.
And then what did you do?
Well, then I got more drunk. Yeah, I fucked shit up. I'm sorry. I'm really sorry. I fucked everything up. I am the man that fucking got rid of DDB fucking MFNK. Yeah, that's our real name now. Chucked out of I don't know, some shit. I don't know. I fucked it up.
Is that all you got to say for yourself to the people?
Ah, fuck the people. Look at them. Can you smell them? They smell like shit. Yeah, they deserved it. In fact, fuck DDB fucking MDMFM. Yeah. DFI. Yeah, exactly.
MDF.
Exactly.
MFI, DFS, CBC, DPD, UPS.
Oh, no. Let's not go on CBC. CBC, well, all right. Now, I fucked shit up, and I can't apologise enough for what I done. Although I could, because he wants me to apologise more, which I'm not going to do, because obviously I'm a big fat fucking cunt.
I'm not bothered. It's over now. We'll never be back at DragonMeet, But we're fine with that. We're going to other places, bigger things.
He says, punching me in the face.
I've only punched you 3 times since the event.
Well, yeah, but what about the nunchucks, man?
Is that what you just looked around the room and spotted?
Yeah, well, I was spotting your fist, and I didn't want that. You know, oh yeah, I got a good fist in from Pimba. You know, Shogun put a fist in me. Yeah, actually, it felt quite nice. If I had to say it quietly, I'd say, "Oh my God, he's holding an axe. He's sharpening an axe." Okay, it was nice meeting you people, but I'm going to die.
So this is the end of our show this week. I hope you have really, really enjoyed it. We would absolutely love to get some feedback from you guys. If you please could drop us a line on iTunes, give us a review, because they really do help. We used to get quite a few when we first started out. We've not had any in a while due to us going hiatus and things like that. As for all of you guys, any of you guys know, if you are podcasting or if you put any kind of content out there, reviews do help us get more listeners, and we're really, really pushing to boost that. So you'll be doing us a massive favour. If you like what you hear, even if you don't like what you hear, feel free to go slag us off. You know, we welcome some constructive criticism. And, you know, if you do leave us some stuff, we'll make sure that we read it out at some point on our coming shows too. So thank you very much for listening. We have been Dem Jungblokes. Please do check us out, as I said. Give us a follow on Twitter at Dem Jungblokes. You can find me on Twitter at Lukey_baby86. You can find DDB Voice Guy at DDB Voice Guy. You can find Renegade Logan X at Renegade Logan X. And of course, Shogun Pumbaa is at Shogun Pumbaa.
There are tales of mythical and magnificent monsters, awesome epic adventures, stories of valor, courage, compassion, and heroic deeds of great men and women, fighting for the betterment of the ideals of mutual ascension and all that is good, which inspire generations to follow in such esteemed heroes' footsteps. Such tales will not be told here. No, these are recountings which counter such encounters, an intertwining of twisted teachings designed to diverge on the general duality of doom and delight and delve into drunken dreams with Dem Drunk Blokes.
Find these drunken tales from Dem Drunk Blokes on Twitter, Podbean, YouTube, and all good podcatchers, and soon, Spotify.